This building behind me is Michigan Central Station. It was built 118 years ago. This is right in the heart of Detroit, in the oldest neighborhood of Detroit. And for the last 36 years, it's been a broken down ghost town until the Ford family stepped in and spent $1 billion completely renovating this building. Yes, billion with a B. So today we're gonna see what's inside of Michigan Central Station. First, there's a big party tonight with so many big names performing. This will be live on TV across all of Michigan, and I got a media badge. Right now I'm walking to the event, to the concert, to the show. There are helicopters flying overhead, security helicopters. The streets are totally shut down and thousands of people are walking this way. So this is an exciting moment. This is what we got. Go to this Grandpa Bob's place over here. Grabbed a slice of pizza. Hopefully this is some kind of authentic Detroit style pizza. Looks pretty good. My goodness, 10 out of 10 Detroit. You know how to make some pizza. That is good. A little bit of honey on that, some pepperoni. The crust was so thick but crunchy. Cheese was so good. Good news, I saw a line on the side that said credentialed area. After waiting for about 20 minutes in line, I took the one with no line and snuck right through. So now we are here. So this is the media area. I did not bring a long lens, and look how far away the concert is. I mean, I don't have to sit in the media area. I could go wander up there, I would think. Maybe there's a different place for me to go. I'm not sure. So all these people are waiting over here, and then you've just got chairs and chairs, and then an area way up front.
And I want to thank Bill Ford, Mayor Duggan, and all the performers and athletes that you're about to see.
From station in 1952.
Now the show's gonna begin. The concerts, lots of bands. I'm a little far away. I did not get a wristband, so I am stuck out here in the nosebleeds, but we'll enjoy it. Grateful I'm here. All right, good news. I'm not stuck at the back anymore. Apparently I did miss getting a wristband earlier, but I got some help from my friends at Ford. We're going in. The emergency exit.
About it yesterday.
We are out. All right, we are going much closer to the stage. That's gonna be fun.
All the way down to there. Oh, watch out for the crowd. Think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before.
There we go. Check this out.
But your thoughts will soon be wandering from the amplifiers ringing in your head. Detroit City, y'all make some noise for God Singer tonight!
This guy can sing. My goodness. He is good. I'm telling you. Another one of those moments. Why am I here? I don't belong. This is super cool. Thank you to my friends at Ford for letting me get over here. Look at these guys. They're gonna sing it. The stage is right here. You saw where I was earlier. I was way in the back. Okay, I'm gonna go watch them.
Never fall on the thing that you can't evaluate. See, I got these out here. I need to situation. I did it too. Because of you feelings I had to begin.
I'm gonna be real here for a minute. I had no idea who Jack White was. I'm sorry, Jack. I definitely know what that song was. That was so hyped. One of the best songs, best moments. They had fireworks, the crowd was singing. I'm having fun. My goodness. I still have to show you a building on the inside of it, but I'm so hyped on the outside. This is great.
He's joined by the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eminem.
Okay, Eminem. That was amazing. What a party. What a party. Well, that happened. That happened. Eminem is just right there. Thank you to Ford. Again, this is not a sponsored video. They did not pay me, but they gave me an amazing experience. I don't even know how much of it I can show on video, but just know, being here in person, Ford knows how to put on an event. That was incredible. And I would say if I were somebody that's from Detroit or lives here, I would feel very good about the company, the hometown company that supports your city, because I feel pride for Detroit. I'm not even from here. I'm gonna be honest, I am very tired from last night, which is a good thing. It was a party, it was fun. But now is the moment to go inside of the building and see what it looks like. What was the party all about? We're about to see. We're here the next morning. Everybody's breaking down all of the stuff from the party last night. They don't mess around, they're moving quick. When Ford bought this central station, they had to pump out 3.5 million gallons of water. It was everywhere. It was leaking from the roof, coming in, and you can still see some of the decay on the pillars. The main entrance that people came in was this east entrance. The trolleys would drop people off, and then 4,000 people a day would enter through these doors and walk down this arcade or this hallway to buy tickets and then wait and get on a train. But the employees would walk in and they would go to the left or the right and they would get on these elevators and go up to one of the 18 stories of office buildings that they had. Most of the marble and the rock in the arcade in this hallway was actually protected from the water damage. And so pretty much everything that you see here is original. Over the 36 years, didn't get stolen or damaged. They just had to clean it up a bit. It's really hard to capture how big and how tall these ceilings are inside of this grand waiting room. It is incredible. They just don't make buildings like this anymore for a lot of reasons. It's also not very efficient to have this high of a ceiling to keep things heated and cooled. It feels like I'm walking through some chapel in Italy right now. This is all the original flooring, other than they had to repair a few places, obviously. There used to be wood benches right here in these spots. They're no longer here, but people would wait for their trains, and there's radiant heat flooring underneath here so people would stay warm and wait for their train. Now you can tell which benches were the most popular because there's grooves in the rose marble where people would sit and shuffle their feet over the years and years and years that this place was here. But you can tell this right here is the most popular spot because if you sat in this bench right there shuffling, and it's got the big old divot right there. But you're in the station, you can wait for your train, but you can also look over and see the clock. So you can keep track of time and sit in the bench. One of the things that I love about this place and the restoration, I don't know much about restorations and how it works, but over the years, 36 years of this thing being shut down, people liberated is what they're calling it, or stole a bunch of the pieces of this, including this clock. And so as soon as the Ford family announced that they're buying this and they're going to restore it, within a few days, somebody called the archive hotline at Ford Motors and said, hey, we have this clock. I don't want to tell you who I am, but I have it and I would like to return it so that you guys can use it in the building. They still don't know who did this and who gave it to them, but they negotiated to leave it in a field under a blanket somewhere here in Detroit. And then the Ford team came and they got it. They verified that it was the actual clock, and then voila, they got the clock. It actually used to hang right there. You can kind of see the hole, and they're going to, after this whole tour thing, they're going to reinstall the original clock. So the local news found out about it and they wrote an article and they said, hey, if anybody else has anything, please let us know. And they got so many things back that you wouldn't have thought would ever be back. For example, this above the doorway right here, it's like an arch, it's a little decorative stone thing. They were pretty much all gone from this building. And so when they did that newspaper article about the clock, somebody from Maine, the state of Maine, a lady reached out and said, I have one of these at my house. And so the Ford archivist went out there to Maine, they verified that it actually is legit. And then they took the top of this and they 3D scanned the entire thing. After they 3D scanned it, they were able to take that, replicate what that looked like, and then they rebuilt all of them in here. There were pieces of some of them, but not the full picture. And so that lady in Maine really, really helped. In this giant room, now every door has what originally was there, thanks to that person in Maine. I didn't know this, but apparently it's very common when they're redoing buildings for people to return the things once they know the building's in good hands, because think about it, people lived here, they worked here, they maybe met their spouse here. Over the 30 or 40 years of their life, it's a piece of them. And so yeah, it's great to have it in their house, but it's even better if it's back in the building that is important to them and it's meaningful to them. So kind of cool. I don't know, I didn't know this stuff. Cool to see what's inside of this building. In the back corner, they actually kept some of the graffiti. So there's some of the graffiti from the past, and there's one statement over here that I think is pretty funny. It says, "The last graffiti in Michigan Central." I feel like somebody's gonna take that as a challenge and actually put some new graffiti on here. But it is cool. Why is graffiti so good? I don't know, some people do it right. On the two different wings of this building on the lower level, there is a women's waiting room and a men's waiting room. This one is the women's waiting room. Now back then, a lot of women didn't work as much, so this room is smaller than the other one. It is a beautiful room and a cool setup, and they've got this box in the middle that actually has some Tagalog on it. So there it is. Maligayang pagdating. I speak Tagalog. So it's kind of cool to see the welcome right there. The historian that's been in charge of this renovation of this building told me that they're thinking of changing the name, so it's more gender neutral, I guess. I feel like if you leave the original hallways with their graffiti and you show what it's looked like over the years, you probably should just keep the names women's, men's, instead of change the history, but we'll see what they do with this. I mean, that was quite the party last night for this building, and now touring it today, I can see that it is a special place for Detroit, and I appreciate how much of the history that they preserved and the amount of money and time that they had to spend with 3,000 workers. I mean, just in that grand hallway, the waiting room, there's 27,000 tiles and they had to regrout all of them up there. And it's a good story about America. Like, there's boom and bust time periods. Hopefully Detroit continues to grow and continues to do well with different types of businesses in their future. And now in about 20 minutes, they open up the building for the first public tours. So I got like the last media private tour. That was pretty cool. Thank you to Ford for letting me come out here and experience this. Again, this is not sponsored, they did not pay me, but I didn't have to pay for tickets to get into the concert and be front row. So that was pretty nice. So let me know your thoughts. What did you guys think about this experience? That's what's inside of a 113-year-old building, or however old it is. Pretty awesome. All right, I gotta go home.